This time, he's dropping in deep to try and create spaces. Another corner. And keeps it short this time. Zahra towards the back post. How did that miss? They're up in arms there. Jila Subba wasn't pleased with her back line. Problem of too many, perhaps. Two players lurking for the ball down the back post, and in the end, neither of the two could get to the end of it or meet it with precision. Here's Sabitra. Decent first touch. Lets it roll through for the arriving Sabita Rana, who gets the cross in, but Latife Imani is right up there. And Fatime. And still Nepal. Malika. Savitra takes it with utmost ease and tries to find Rekha Padil down the far left. And ends up overhitting it. It's been a good start to the second half for Iran. Putting the ball into those dangerous areas and trying to make things happen. Hira Kumari Pujel back into the side, back into the national side after a gap of 1 year. And it's been good so far. I've been able to preserve that clean sheet. And it's going to be a long night, especially with the likes of Sara Didar, Zahra Ghanbari. Hira, Sabitra allows it to roll across her body. Here's Preeti Rai. Couldn't quite get to the end of it. There's Sara Didar. Sara starts the game from where she had left in the last fixture. Precision of an artist, power of a hurricane. Gets Iran up and running in the second half. They have been looking for it. Long ball forward. Iran known for their physicality. Eased off the ball there, Bimla. And all she had to do was put it across Anjila Subba, which she did ever so effectively. Brilliant finish. And will we see a repost? A swift one at that. Pimla for Pooja. And Preeti Rai. Decides to go with the long ball. Sabitra Bhandari is away. Raha Yazdani reads that one really well. Comes out of her blocks and grabs that one quite comfortably in the end. And that is something you'll have to keep doing on a consistent basis now, Nepal. Get Sabitra Bhandari on the ball. We need to create a couple of glorious opportunities, good chances for her to try and test out that back line of Iran. Zahra. Another long ball forward. And Sara Didar is away here. And tries to change her feet. And wasn't allowed to turn there. It looks like there was a nudge in the back and the referee has finally called it. Hands on the hips there for Rekha Paudel. Meera Kumari Bhujel on that occasion being the guilty party. And that's definitely in the range for somebody like Zahra Ghanbari. Nepal will want to make sure they don't concede the second one way too early. She scored one in similar fashion a couple of nights back, overpowering the defense on this time from the right side of the pitch. Here's Zahra. Goes for goal! And what a strike! What a screamer! That is a brilliant finish from the set piece. Iran go 2 goals up in no time. The net was just a backdrop of her brilliance. The captain, the leading scorer for Iran, Anjila Subba did get a hand to it, but couldn't quite parry it away. And Nepal have conceded for the second time this evening. Zahra Ghanbari with her first of the tournament, her first of the night. It's going to be a daunting task for Nepal to try and climb back. All eyes will be on the red shirt with the armband, the number 9. Sabitra. Gets overpowered. Again taken away by Iran. Lobs it over the back line. Here's Sara Didar into action once again. Zahra. His back flicks it towards Sara. Malika is out there to support the attack. Iran finding themselves into those sort of spaces quite frequently now. There you have it for commitment. And trying to keep it out of the reach of Sabitra Bhandari. Here's Iran again on the ball. It takes a decent touch. No pressure whatsoever. Sara is dropped in deep. Works it backwards. Ghanbari. Back with Zahra in the middle of the pitch. Given away a bit sloppy from Malika on that occasion. Rekha Paudel. Renuka. Is Preeti Rai. Has got some space ahead of her. Preeti looks up. Finds Rekha. Decent first touch. Here's Rekha again. And draws in a nudge from the back and gets herself a foul and a free kick there. Nisha is being taken out. And you have a replacement in number 10.
Number 21, Nisha Toka.
Rashmi Kumari.
Number 10, Rashmi Kumari.
Floats in forward. Rekha strikes. And Rekha goes wide of the target. 23 years old. 24 appearances for her. And 3 goals for Rashmi for her national side. And thrown in an attacking option. Nepal. More of a tactical replacement. Marziya Jafri would be delighted with the sort of performances her team has put up so far. Goes airborne this time, Anjila Subba. Hera, Sabitra. And backtracks it. And held it away for a corner. Sabitra quick with a corner. Floated in by Rekha. Back with Sabitra Bhandari. Sabitra scanning her options. It's the ref. Goes towards a white shirt. Here's Zahra. Back with Zahra Ghanbari. Here's Malika now. Scanning for the right possible move. Plays it down the line and finds Shabnam. Shabnam goes for goal. Oh my word! What a screamer! What an absolute screamer! Nepal are completely blown out. Iran are running away with it. Malika for Shabnam Behisht. A thunderous left foot. You could only stand and admire that sort of a finish.
Jersey number 8, Shabnam Behisht.
It's been a complete capitulation in the last 10 minutes or so for Nepal. Shabnam Behisht take a bow. What a strike that was. Again brings me back to the point. Nepal with a major missing in that back line. Geeta Rana. You've got to play with what you have. It's a great opportunity for some of these young players. Slightly less inexperience. There's Nepal, meanwhile, trying to conjure something out of it. Here's Rekha. And again, not providing any sort of spaces for those attacking moves coming in from Nepal. Here's Pooja. Deciding to go all the way back to Anjila Subba, who's out of her space, but just toe pokes it in the end. Gets it out of danger momentarily. And still the ball with Iran. Preeti looks up, shifts it towards Hira, taken out by Shabnam Behisht. Plays it towards Fatime Shaban. Fatime for Sara. Allows it to run through and change the feed in the end. Couldn't quite get hold of the ball. Back with Preeti once again. There's Hira. Rekha down the touchline. 2v1 in that tight space in front of her. Gets dispossessed. And Preeti. Samiksha back with Hira. Here's Rashmi. Haven't been effective enough in terms of trying to create opportunities for Samitra Bhandari, Nepal. And that coordination between the back line, the midfield, and those playing further forward has been almost non-existent for almost an hour played here. And Sara Didar, 3 goals in the competition. And that was a brilliant one. Zahra Ghanbari. Hasn't been troubled so far. And here's a look at the first one. Keeps it nice and low, a grounder. And a brilliant finish. Spots the run pretty quickly. A well-coordinated attack. It was all about getting into those spaces, getting herself in between the defenders there, the 2 centre-backs. And the finish was absolutely sublime. One the coach Marzia Jaffrey would be absolutely proud of. Something is holding up. Guess it's for the injury concerns raised by Sara Didar. We'll get things back to moving ways with a long ball played out by Raha Yazdani. A back flick from Shabnam Bahisht. Shabnam, decent first touch. Shabnam for Malika. Here's Malika. Zahra back with Malika. 2v1 in that top corner. And Sara once again. Rashmi kissing. Interfering just at the right time. Sabita for Sabitra Bhandari, who's taken the ball in the middle of the park, has spotted the run coming in from Rekha Paurel. Decent first touch. And the flag was up. Not quite sure if that was for a handball or handball. In the end, "27 minutes and a thick bit left in the contest." Sara Didar. There's appeal for a handball there. Up in arms, absolutely livid. Guess shouldn't have time to react there. The defender floats one forward, a header! Hits the crossbar! And a hurried clearance by Pooja. Fatime Shaban was in definitely with the fourth. A bit unfortunate from her perspective, looping one at that. Zahra with the corner, swept out. It's been a game of two halves. They had decent opportunities in the first. Iran, a couple of them couldn't quite keep it on target, especially from the set pieces, from the crosses. But in the second, they have wasted no time whatsoever. Nepal at the moment still struggling to get the ball towards Sabitra Bhandari or provide some telling passes. Here's Sabitra. And again, that defense have been ever so effective right throughout. Rashmi for Sabita. Lifts one over. And Preeti Rai couldn't quite get towards the end of it. Still with red shirt perhaps. What options they have on the bench? We've got the likes of Saru Limbu, who can provide her services in the middle of the pitch. Iran are playing with full authority. Why shouldn't they? 3 goals to the good. Nothing in response so far from Nepal. Again, trying to clear out the gaps. Here's Preeti Rai. A little bit of space in front. Sabita, Rashmi, beg your pardon, takes it, turns. Couldn't quite move forward. And again, Rekha for Rashmi. Rashmi goes for glory. Makes it on the chest, and that's a decent save. First real attempt coming in from Nepal. Lack power, lack venom. Kept it on target to try and test out the goalkeeper. Routine save in the end. Something to cheer for. Rekha Paurel goes out, and Anita Basnet comes
Substitution
in.
for Team Nepal, jersey number 13, Rekha Podel being replaced by jersey number 11, Anita Basnet. Second substitution, jersey number 16, Angela Subba being replaced by jersey number 20, Anjana Rana Magar.
Anjana Rana Magar started with 3 games in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. Has been trusted with the job for the remainder of the 23 minutes here. 12 appearances for her national side for the 23-year-old goalkeeper. Saved 2 penalties versus India at the 2024 SAF Women's Championship semi-finals. Won the game for her side 4-2. Of course, Anita Basnet, the ever-experienced 31-year-old, 27 caps for her, 8 goals. Was champions of the IWL back in 2018-2019 season. Played for Setu FC. And Sara for Zahra was outnumbered with a flock of red shirts there. There's Renuka. Renuka finds an option towards the right, and again the quality on the crossing hasn't been there. Renuka again finds Sabita. Got 3 options waiting inside the box, and the defense is right up there. Back with Renuka, who strikes. I guess the shot blocked. Just feeling her right leg there. Fatime Pasandide has come off the bench in the second half. No space to turn there for Rashmi. This time here's Preeti. Preeti goes for goal, and Preeti Rai, that was ever so close. That was the best possible option available for her. And decided to go all by herself. Was definitely in the arc and in the range. Would have been absolutely marvelous. That was goal bound. It's Malika. Raha Yazdani. Preeti again plays it down the line towards Rashmi. Rashmi gets herself into some sort of a space. Decides to go for goal again and gets blocked out. No spaces in between the lines. Brilliant defending from Iran. Trying to create spaces. Wide on the left this time through Sabita Rana. Sabita. Here's Bimla. Taken away by Iran. Played forward into those open real estate. Anjana. Hurried clearance in the end. First touch for her. Still got 19 minutes and a few seconds left in the normal time, plus the stoppages. They have to get a goal back at the earliest, Nepal. Brilliant once again from Sara Didar. The hustle to win the ball back. Floated inside. Zahra might have just scruffed off the surface. Couldn't quite catch it clean. And again, the idea was right. Gets herself in front of Pooja on that occasion. And a brilliant floater delivery from Malika. That is something Iran have done consistently in both the games they've played. Pimla still struggling to find a red shirt inside the box. There's Malika. Here with the throw-in. Back with Preeti. Rashmi making that advancing move. Here's Sabitra Bhandari. Trying to create all for herself. And goes for the strike. She's been devoid of service for most parts of the 70 minutes. Hasn't been the happiest outing so far. Has to drop in deep to try and create something of her own. Rashmi. A misplaced pass, but the ball finds Sabitra now. Across towards the back post. Missed the flight of the ball completely on that occasion, did Sabita Rana. Raha Yazdani, meanwhile, has gone down on the ground. Maybe might need a bit of attention from the physio. Marzia Jafri. 3-4 months into the job almost, and the performances have gone up a notch with every game they play. Qualified for Australia 2026, one of the 12 teams, and then here in India. If it stays the way it is, it's going to be 2-2 for them. 70th ranked side getting the better of 63rd, and tonight almost the 89th ranked opponents. Still got 15 minutes to go. Anjana on your screens. Nabeen Nupone, the head coach. Hasn't been a pleasant outing. Had a decent first half, to be fair, but in the second, Iran flexing their muscle. Here's that strike from Shabnam Behesht. Takes a touch, moves it away from the defense, gets herself into sort of a shooting space, and then lets it fly. Anjila Subba, diving full length to her right, had no chance whatsoever. Raha Yazdani is back on her feet. This one, the one before that, couldn't quite parry it over. Zaira Ghanbari. 3 goals with 3 magnificent finishes from Iran. And of course, who can forget the one scored by Sara, the first goal of the tournament against India. No hit kick to put her side in front. All right, we go again. Taken away by Shabnam. Zahra, beg your pardon, was rolled down on the ground. Was a shirt pull from Bimla. Another defending job on the hands for Nepal as Zahra Ghanbari lines up behind this one. Hands on hips. Razor focus. Lets it fly towards the target. And Anjana has locked in. Savitra. And then again, a clearance just in the nick of time. And still waiting for that one clear-cut opportunity. Savitra Bhandari. Here's Preeti. A header! And a brilliant save. Put to measure for the very first time this evening. And Raha Yazdani has come up with the goods. A thumping header towards the left of the keeper. He does well to keep it out. Corner. Flows in towards the back post. Zahra again. Raha again, I beg your pardon. Zahra starts to go all the way back towards Anjana. There's Renuka. He's kicked it out. Looks like it was more of a collision there. Malika is back on her feet. Fatime, who was down on the ground post that collision. Here's that free kick from Zahra Ghanbari, who wasn't on the target, but Anjana leaving nothing to chance. They'll be on their way to Indonesia to play Indonesia on the 26th and Chinese Taipei on the 3rd of December, the 26th of October and the 3rd of November. I beg your pardon, on the 26th of November and the 3rd of December in the Tri-Nation tournament in Indonesia and Nepal. Still got about 10 minutes left in the normal time. Here's another look at that free kick from Zahra Ghanbari. Getting the ball again into those open spaces. And Shabnam Behisht. I guess the last touch. Nepal has to score and has to score now. Again, lets it roll across her body and goes back towards Atife. And Fatime Shaban still giving it a chase against Bimla. Fatime does well, but Bimla stands tall to the task and knocks it out for a corner. Zahra lets it fly, a header, and doesn't get the connection. Not enough games in the backline of Nepal. Pooja with 17 appearances, Bimla with 15, Samiksha with 15. Not too many either for Hero as well. A bit sloppy, but does well to recover Anjana. And that is something Nepal has been missing in this tournament, the absence of Geeta Rana. Sara skies it over. That is something she does ever so brilliantly. That is the strategy they deploy so effectively over the head of the back line, and the physical attributes overpowers the defenders and lets it fly towards the target. This time overhits it over the crossbar. There's Renuka. Sabitra plays it back. Here's Sabita. One-on-one with Malika. Does well. Still Sabita. Finds Preeti. Some space in front. Preeti goes for goal. Raha. Safe as houses. Not shying away from taking her shots towards the target. Preeti Rai did one with the left foot from just outside the box a few minutes back, and this time with the right. A change. Hira goes out. And is replaced by another incoming player, Deepa Shahi.
Being replaced by jersey number 5, Manmaya Daman.
Get that confirmation of the changes. Looks like number 23, Deepa Shahi.
Jersey number 6, Hira Kumari, being replaced by jersey number 23, Deepa Shahi.
And there you have it, Deepa Shahi. Got injured in the same game as did Hira Pujel. Both were out injured during the SAF Women's Championship game against Bhutan. It was last year. And Saga is out on the pitch for Iran for
Substitution for Team Iran.
last 6 minutes.
Jersey number 9, Zahra Ganbari, being replaced by jersey number 17, Shagaye.
Some fresh legs in the middle of the park for Nepal now. Deepa Shahi to complement Preeti Rai. Still Preeti. They have been kept at an arm's length in this fixture. And Iran have been so good in terms of how they've played right throughout these 85 minutes. Sabita. Deepa. Push forward towards Rashmi. Looking for options. Sabita Bhandari is well covered there. Here's Deepa again, finding some space towards the right. Cross floated in. Preeti gets the shot blocked and finds a white shirt through Malika. Sara Dida still giving a chase. The ball is close to Anjana. Just hurls it out for a throw-in. 4 minutes left in the normal time. And it's a job well done already for Iran. Still fighting for it, still hustling for the ball there. Sara Didar was pinned down in that corner. 2v1. Takes it, tries to turn. Couldn't quite get the ball clean. It was a bit nasty in the end. Back with Sabita. He's held in his tracks, in her tracks there. Sabita is Renuka. Long ball forward. Couldn't quite get the clearance. Here's Sabita Bhandari. Preeti. Again on the transitions. Took a touch too many. Allowed the back line to reassemble, reorganize in the back. Zahra for Malika. Another change for Iran. Shabnam Behesht goes out. That allows Mariam Dini.
For Team Iran, jersey number 8, Shabnam Behesh, being replaced by jersey number 19, Mariam Dini.
Scored an absolute screamer tonight. Shabnam Behesht. Zahra couldn't quite get it off Renuka. Here's Anita. Couldn't quite get it towards Rashmi. Back with Renuka again. Lets it fly to the final minute. The ref has reached out to the pocket, and Skausen Zahra. Guess it was for a handball there. It's going to be a free kick now in the final few seconds. Dying embers in the normal time. Yep, clear handball. Cautiously just trying to push out from red shirt's reach.
There will be 6 minutes of added
Floated
time
in.
the second half.
So 6 minutes have been added on as stoppages. And it's going to be long 6 minutes from Nepal's perspective. They've created a couple of chances. Haven't been forceful, haven't been venomous to try and test out the goalkeeper. It's Preeti. Robbed of the ball in the end by white shirt. Here's Samiksha. Deepa Shahi gets into the act. It's Renuka again. Get dispossessed. The ball finds Fatime. In the end, he couldn't quite execute it. Just toe pokes it towards the goalkeeper. And that has been the telling difference between the two sides tonight. Iran, with a couple of decent moves, find themselves into those spaces from where they can affect the game or make the goalkeeper work. She was starting from an offside position there. Rashmi. It's Preeti. Deepa rolls it back for Preeti. Aman Maya. Let's put in a shift tonight. The number 18, Sabita Rana. Nicked away by Iran. Mariam Dini were with her major involvement. He's pulled out a card there, the ref. Sabita trying to get into the act in what could be the final 90 seconds. Slip from Mariam Dini. That was outnumbered in the middle of the pitch. Is Renika now. Floats it forward. Sabita. And again, a clearance. Just been that sort of a day. Here's Iran, meanwhile. Still want to score. Still wants to come forward. Preeti. Rashmi. Anita finds Sabitra Bhandari. In that first touch. Sabita. And nicked away by Iran once again. They have been pretty quick in terms of winning the possession back right throughout this fixture. The complaint was for a bit of a tucking there from Sara Didar. It's been a great game, played with a lot of intensity. Scoreless in the first half, and then Iran, just like they did a couple of nights back, comes back pretty strongly and gets the job done. Mariam lofts one into those open spaces. Sanjana read that beautifully. Can they try and get something out of this fixture in the final few seconds left? Quick throw in towards Rashmi. Taken away by Iran. Here's Preeti. And takes it, turns. Back with Nepal. Still will be with Nepal with 10 seconds to go. Launches one in the air for Sara Didar to retrieve it. That's the end of the business for tonight, says the ref. And it's a job well done for Iran. They won the first one a couple of nights back and have won the second one tonight. 3-0 in favor of Iran tonight.